So I took a previous drawing I made. We're going to use it to put what we learned in practice. So I made it a model and I created a new layer here on which we're gonna make our vector. So I'm gonna zoom in. I'm not going to do the whole drawing, but I will start with that L here. So unlike the last time, I have no stroke and I have a black filling. And I'm gonna hit CMD or Control on PC, CMD plus Y, so I can see only the skeleton. Because if I don't do it, I'm gonna go back. If I do something like this, then this, I will have that black filling, which is gonna be a bit annoying for me to concentrate. So I'm going back and I hit CMD plus Y, and I'm gonna see just the outline. And you can shift back from this mode. You do just CMDY and you shift from one another. So I'm going to stay on this mode. So here I'm going to go back and explain every step. So I will start here on this curve, and like the last time, I got the highest point and I draw my first point, make it long enough. I made something horizontal, so I'm looking to make another horizontal Bezier. So my next point will be here. Same thing, lowest point, I'm dragging it. So next point should be around here, maybe. Drag it. I went a little too far here. I will correct it. So you see, it's very similar to what we did earlier, but it's like we're doing two drawings. It's like we're doing two outline vectors, one on this side and one on the other side. And the two vectors, the two paths, are going to connect to one another. So I made this one, and the next point should be around here. It's a long swirl, so this needs to be way longer, maybe around here. Next point here. This is not really good. I'm going to correct it now. This is too long. Here, something like this. I'm going to correct it here, fix my curve, go back with the pen tool. I drag this here, maybe here. Same thing, I went a little too far. Here. Go back here. You remember that you can go back on a point, click, drag, and release to redraw your Bezier handle if you need it. Then here, there, then here. Going to fix it here. Go back with my pen tool, go back here, and just cut my vector. So now this could be the end of it. I could finish it here like this, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it here. I'm finishing that L. Something like this. Okay. A curve here. Ooh. This is a bit messy. I'm doing it properly so you can have something that is neat and relevant. finishing that thing. Here. Make it follow the drawing. Go back here. Almost done. Here. Finish. And cut it here. So this could be the end of it. If I go back in normal mode, whoa, this is a bit messy, but if I make it a stroke, this could be our lettering, but we're not willing to make a single width lettering. We want to make thicks and thins. So we won't use a stroke, we use a filling, and we have to redo all the other side. So I'm going back in outline mode. I'm going to start from here. And what we're basically doing is the same thing all over again. So I'm going to start from here, drag an horizontal Bezier, and we're drawing all the way to the higher point. So here you can see that my lowest point is probably here. We're a bit shifted from it, but this is going to be the pair. So this is one thing that you must keep in mind, is that you will most probably have no other point on the other side than the second point that comes with the first, which means that I will have one point here and one point here. This one that I just made goes with this one. The next will go with this one. I don't have to put a point here. The only orphan points that we have are the nibs, the tips. So I'm going to put my point here, about here. Sorry, I didn't lock it. Next one is here. Yeah. Next one is here. So you can see that this is fairly simple. If you have a drawing that is precise enough, and that if your first pass is done properly, then it's just technical stuff that you have to apply. Here, my next point. So this is a bit long. I'm gonna do it again. Here. Then this is here. So same thing here. I'm not going to make it face my point, but a bit shifted here. Fix my curve here, like this, like this. As you can see, it's always a matter of doing the work with the handles and not with the points. All your work should be focused on placing your points right, and then everything is with the handles. Here, same. I will not put a point here and shift it. I'm working with my handles. If there is one thing you must remember, it's this: less anchor, more work on the handles. Here. So as you can see, I'm following the rule. I'm making no exceptions, and until now, this has been the best method for me. So I'm sure that if you apply it to your drawings, you'll be quite happy with the results. Fix my curve again. There. Go back with my pen tool. There. Drag it. Fix this. And finish it here. Fix it here. And there, we're done. So I'm gonna zoom out. Check if there is things I can fix. You won't be able to check if there are things that need fixing until you reveal the normal version. So we're gonna go back to the normal version with CMD or Control Y, and there you have your vector. So I'm gonna hide this layer, so you have something that is not far from perfect, but which is legible. And there you can see that there are little mistakes. Maybe here we have to do something that is more fluid. Here it's too thin. Here it's not really fluid. As you can see, I could do something that is more precise. Same here. The curve is a bit too square. So the secret to thick and thins at work is having a consistent width. This width should be more or less equal to this width and this one and this one. Same with the thins. Have thins that are pretty consistent. And of course, what I can see here is that all the imperfections I can see are caused by my drawing, which is not the most precise. And if you have a precise drawing, your vector work should be easy and you shouldn't have to make too much effort to have something that is beautiful. So as I said earlier in the article, focus on having a drawing that is pretty close from what you are visioning, and don't tell yourself that you will fix it once you are in Illustrator. Just do it on paper. This is way easier to do it on paper than to do it in Illustrator. But as you can see, you have something that is okay, that works well, and the technique that we use is very similar to the previous tutorial, the previous technique that I gave you. It's the same thing, but you do two passes, so you have twin points, and the only two orphans that you have are the tips. If I show you, you can see that I have twins everywhere and two orphans here, and that's it.